Harry Washington, and your mighty Johns Hopkins University Blue Jays. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you please rise from Baltimore, Maryland, the home of the Star-Spangled Banner. We proudly present our national anthem. And now, please welcome the starting lineup for the Eagles from Fredericksburg, Virginia. At guard, a junior from Fairfax Station, Virginia, number 10, Keegan Suave. At guard, a sophomore. Michelle Rocco, Ty Goodlow, and Matthew White. The scoreboard operator is Maurice 10K Miles Wild. The official scorer is Jerry Secondhand Jackson. The clock operator is Digital Dan McCarthy. And the shot clock operator is Leslie Always Jackson Placement.
Live from Gold Farm Gym on the campus of Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. After a 26-day break, the Blue Jays are back in action. They will take on Mary Washington here this afternoon with the action getting underway. Mary Washington in their dark blue uniforms with the white numbers are in possession. A shot at the other end is missed. That was Jordan Carpenter, and a foul called against the Eagles. That's going to go against Carpenter. And possession will be with the Blue Jays to start after the missed shot. Take a look at a little preview of this game. Mary Washington have come in and they've had a great start to the season. 10-1 record. They are ranked 23rd in the country in the WBCA coaches poll. On the other side, the home team Blue Jays 5-3 so far on the young season, coming off of 2 wins before their 3-week break. They got victories over Washington College and Bryn Mawr, 2 conference wins before stepping away for the holiday and finals break. Michaela O'Neill, 3-pointer, no good. Rebound contested. It will go out of bounds, and possession will stay down at this end with the Blue Jays. Starting 5 for Johns Hopkins, it's Natalie Mann, Macy Feldman, Michaela O'Neill, Greta Miller, and Kristen Ralston, as this baseline inbound will be taken out by Feldman. Throws it up, it gets by Ralston. She picks it up at the top of the arc. 18 on the shot clock. Feldman on the left wing. Now moves over to the top, looking for some motion on offense, directing traffic down to 9 to shoot. Ralston in the high post. Now 7 on the shot clock, down to 5. Try to dump a pass inside, and it's taken away by Carpenter. And the Eagles will push the action the other way. Ball in the hands of the point guard, Megan Baxter. Baxter using a couple screens, trying to find some space. Now picks up her dribble. Passed over to Martin. They go back to Carpenter. Dribbles into the lane, up over Miller. And the floater is up and good for the first 2 points of the night for Jordan Carpenter. Carpenter second on the team in points per game on this Eagle squad. She gets a steal on the full court press and adds 2 more. Comes in averaging 13.1 points per game for this Eagles attack. It's over to Greta Miller. She goes driving down the right side of the lane, takes some contact, and gets the N1 bucket. She'll go to the line to shoot 1 more. Great take there from Greta Miller, an even better job to go through the contact and get the finish as she'll head to the foul line for the first time tonight. Miller, a 60% foul shooter. That one rims out, and Carpenter comes down with the rebound for the Eagles. Baxter pushing it the other way. They throw it down on the low block. That's with their leading scorer, Schwab. She backs it into the corner, and now they have it back up top. And they're going to get a push against the Blue Jays there, as it looked like Baxter went to the floor. Natalie Mann called for the foul. That's the team's first and her first.
First team foul, Blue Jays.
There's a little mix-up with the fouls on the scoreboard. They're going to fix that, and now they have it correct. It's going to be a sideline inbound on the near sideline. Schwab takes it into the corner, driving, beating her man in the reverse lay-in. That is Ashley Martin with the finish. And again, Mary Washington staying in this full-court pressure look. Hopkins able to break it. O'Neill into the front court. Maybe gets away with a push-off. It's up top with Feldman. Drives into the lane, takes some contact. There's going to be a blocking foul called against the Eagles. We'll see who they get it on. It's going to go against Carissa Highlander.
Fouls on Carissa Highlander.
And they're going to call it a shooting foul.
Entering for the Blue Jays, freshman
And now Kendall Dunham into the game, as Feldman was a little shaken up, so they're going to have her And a little confusion. So Feldman will stay in because she was the shooter. She did draw the foul. A little confusion of if it was a shooting foul or not. Feldman knocks down the first free throw to make it a 6-3 game. Macy Feldman on the season. The freshman point guard has started in every game so far for Hopkins, 50% at the foul line, and she goes 1 for 2 there. Rebound will bounce back to Feldman. She penetrates over to O'Neal. Near corner, deep 2 off the mark, and Carpenter again pulling down the rebound for Mary Washington, who's been active on the glass so far in this one. Driving in, that's Martin off the mark, offensive board. Carpenter with the putback bucket.
Carpenter.
She's wrecking the game so far for Mary Washington. Now O'Neal tries to penetrate, pass back to Feldman. Now Hopkins will get into a half-court set. Carpenter already with 3 rebounds so far in this game, along with her 6 points to start. Over to Feldman, down to 9 on the shot clock. Works it to Mann. Mann thought about a shot, steps away, then she does shoot the 3. It's well off, and again a rebound for Carpenter. Mary Washington coming the other way. Pass down, Highlander driving in and draws the foul. She'll head to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. Foul is going to go on Kristen Ralston. That's her first and team second. Now a few Hopkins subs coming in as Jaden Murray, Zoe Soleil, Kendall Dunham, and Olivia Parisi all in. Michaela O'Neal, the only starter that remains in the game. At the line, it's Carissa Highlander. Her first free throw is up, and it rims out. Highlander has started all 11 games, just averaging 1.4 points per game on the season, though, and a 50% foul shooter, and there's a 1 for 2 trip from her there. But Mary Washington up by 6, 9-3 in the opening quarter of this non-conference matchup. Both teams coming back from their holiday breaks. Dunham into the game at point guard. She's the other freshman. They pretty much split time between Feldman and Dunham at the number 1 spot this year. They go to Murray. Tries to work, instead kicks it back at Dunham. She penetrates into the corner to Parisi, down to 8 to shoot. Back to O'Neal, now 5 to shoot. O'Neal rises off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Baxter. She'll bring it up the floor the other way for the Eagles. Baxter trying to drive the baseline, cut off by Dunham, picks up her dribble, nice pass into the post, and a good block by Soleil. Now running the break the other way, she has O'Neal. She gets it to her down on the block, back to Soleil, who up fakes, and now they'll settle into their half-court set. But a great play on the defensive end by Soleil there. Getting the block on what looked like being an easy lay-in for Schwab. 11 on the shot clock. Parisi, the grad student, up top Dunham. They clear a screen, they clear her out, and she knocks down the open 3. 3-point basket there for Kendall Dunham. Her first 3 points of the night. Hasn't shot a ton of threes so far on the season. Just 2 of 12, but she knocks that one down. Now a turnover at the other end. Hopkins running the break. Soleil, she's going to line one up off the front of the rim. Rebound bounces to Schwab. And now the Eagles will try to slow the pace down. Bringing the ball up is Ashley Martin. Over on the right wing, Schwab trying to drive in. Parisi cuts her off, but a tough shot. Knocked down by Schwab. As again, she's the leading scorer for this Mary Washington team at 14.6 on the season. A team that's very efficient offensively. Mary Washington, one of the top shooting teams in the country. They're 15th in the nation in field goal percentage and 16th in 3-point percentage. Very good at taking high percentage shots and knocking them down. Hopkins at the other end, down to 5 to shoot. Murray trying to back down in the post, and a nice pivot and finish off the glass from Jaden Murray for her first 2 points of the night. Murray has started in most games. This is the 3rd game she has not started in, averaging 5.5. Schwab at the other end, off the rim, gets her own miss. Trying to fight through a double team, but she traveled before getting the pass off. And that'll be a turnover. Greta Miller's going to come back in for the Blue Jays. Subbing in for Mary Washington is Sophia Pavlich, as well as Adeline Reiner, Elizabeth Dumframe, and also Sydney Sherman. Both these teams go deep into their bench
Of
course, Hopkins has a large roster with right around 20 on it this season. Mary Washington plays a lot of players as well. Over to Soleil. Trying to drive the baseline, gets cut off, finds Murray, passes tipped out of bounds as it was Pavlich who got a hand on it. Possession will stay down here with the Blue Jays with 8 to shoot as they have an inbound on the near sideline.
For the Blue Jays, a graduate student forward from Fairfield, Connecticut, number 30.
Parisi gets it into Dunham. Dunham looked to hand it back off, but then she won't. Tries to go down in the post, pass is tipped and taken away. Dufresne comes up with it. Passed over to Martin. Now they go down inside, off the glass and in. Nice finish there from Sydney Sherman. First bench points of the night for the Eagles. Lead back up to 3, 11-8 with 3:30 to go in the opening quarter. Soleil on the right wing. Up top, Greta Miller. Now on the left wing, Parisi. Hopkins working around the perimeter, trying to run some motion. They screen open Soleil. She'll shoot the 3 again, and this time she knocks it down. Soleil with the 3-pointer comes in, averages just 1.6, still trying to get all the way back from the injury she sustained. Just 1 of 10 from 3 coming in, but knocks that one down. A 3 at the other end off the mark. Parisi a long rebound. Hopkins has numbers, pushing it the other way. Parisi over to Soleil again on that right wing. Good job by Mary Washington getting back on defense. Parisi gets the top of the arc. Now bounce pass in the high post to Murray. She holds it over her head. Still 13 to shoot. Back over to Murray. She's going to take a long 2-pointer and knocks it down. Murray doesn't often step out and shoot it, but as you saw there, she's capable of doing so as we're back even at 13 here in Goldfarb Gym. Hopkins' first game back since an 82-29 win over Bryn Mawr. A jumper at the other end, off the mark. Soleil on the rebound. Pavlich was on the shot. And Soleil's going to take it herself. Catherine Bixby telling them to slow it down as they'll run a half-court play now on the right wing, Miller. Back over to Soleil, guarded by Martin. Then to Parisi. Parisi into the lane, looking to get a shot off, an up and under move. Can't get it to go. She gets her own miss. Will go back up and draws a foul. Parisi has played big minutes off the bench for the Blue Jays as they expected. The transfer from William and Smith. Scored her 1,000th career point earlier this season, and now we'll look to add a couple more from the free throw line as she's one of the more polished free throw shooters on the team. 78% on the year, and she's got the first one. And that'll give Hopkins their first lead of the night. Parisi trying to go 2 for 2 from the line. Second one is off, and the rebound goes to Mary Washington. They'll push it the other way as Molly Sherman, who just subbed in for the first time now, running the point guard duties. Passed over to Dufresne. Trying to beat Soleil off the dribble. Now fed inside to Sherman. Kick back out. 3-pointer on the way. Left it short. Follows her own shot. That's Reiner. Another shot. And she gets contested. And it ends up hitting, looked like high off the backboard. So called out of bounds. Possession will go back over to Hopkins. And Michaela O'Neill is back in. Parisi will head to the bench. Pressure look from Mary Washington in the backcourt once again. Hopkins been able to break it pretty effectively so far, and they do it again. Dunham in the corner with O'Neill. O'Neill now driving the baseline, layup with the left hand. Off the mark, offensive board from Miller, and she gets the putback. First 2 points for Miller. Hopkins opened up a 3-point lead now. At the other end, it's Sherman. Bounce pass inside. They've been going to Sherman a lot. That one's off the mark. Miller on the board, and a touch foul called underneath the basket against Mary Washington. And that should put Hopkins in the bonus with the 5th foul going against the Eagles. They're going to get it on Molly Sherman. And I believe it was Greta Miller who drew the foul, and she'll go to the line for the second time tonight. 1 for 2 so far at the charity stripe.
At the line, Greta Miller.
Greta Miller's first free throw in the bonus is off the mark. Hopkins at the team 58% from the foul line so far this year. They've gotten a few trips so far in this first quarter. Miller's second attempt knocks it down. She goes 1 for 2 once again. And the Blue Jays out to a 2-possession lead. It's out to 4. Mary Washington's going to while without getting a basket. Dufresne going to stop and pop a 3. Again short. O'Neal on the rebound. And Dunham's going to slow it down in the half court. Under a minute to go in this opening quarter of this good non-conference matchup between two strong teams. Soleil stops and pops on the baseline. Nicely done. She's got 7 in this first quarter. Bounce pass, working around the perimeter. Dufresne has it and tries to get a pass into the corner, going to foul away from the ball against the Blue Jays. And it's going to go against Greta Miller. That's just the team's third and her first. There'll be a baseline inbound now for the Eagles. Taking it out is Reiner. Reiner, nice find in the lane and drawing a foul is Schwab. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Going to get the foul on Michaela O'Neal. That's her first. And the 4th on the team. So should Mary Washington draw another one, they would also be in the bonus in this first quarter. Schwab at the line. Her first foul shot's good. She's a 66% shooter from the charity stripe this year. Second free throw is up, and she goes 2 for 2 at the line to cut the deficit back down to 4. Dunham and Miller passing it back and forth. Dunham will get it into the front court. 14. It looks like Hopkins is going to hold for the last shot of this quarter. Down to 8 to shoot. Soleil weaving around. Now up top. 5 on the game clock. A lot of contact. No call. The shot off the mark. Dufresne on the rebound. Long outlet pass to Carpenter, but not enough time to get a shot off, and the Blue Jays will take the lead heading into quarter number 2, 19-15 over Mary Washington. Back here inside Gold Farm Gym, Hopkins out to a 4-point lead, 19-15 at the end of the first quarter. Let's take a look at some notes coming into the game. Last time out, Blue Jays were victorious 82-29 over Bryn Mawr. That gave head coach Catherine Bixby the 125th win of her coaching career and 84th with the Blue Jays. And Hopkins comes in with a reputation for their tough defense the past couple of years. They're currently 17th in the nation in scoring defense, allowing just 48.6 points per game, and they made it pretty tough on a pretty potent Mary Washington offense in that first quarter. Dunham a 3 out of the first quarter break off the mark, but she gets the long rebound. Possession will stay with Hopkins with a fresh 20 to shoot. Miller, she had 5 in that first quarter. Soleil, back to Miller. She'll shoot the three-pointer now, too strong. Rebound out to Carpenter. She'll pass it over to Martin, and she will bring the ball up the floor for the Eagles. Martin picks up her dribble, gets it to Schwab, who comes around at the top of the arc. Now on the far side, it's Hare. Driving in, the floater with the right hand is no good, and the rebound snared by Dunham. Quickly up the floor to Soleil. Ralston looked to post up for a second, but Hopkins will instead get it back up top. Now they get it to Ralston, high post. Ralston back over to Soleil. 15 to shoot. Now O'Neal, who comes weaving around into the paint. Back out to Ralston, down to 10 to shoot. Back to Soleil. Hare hits the deck. Soleil can now step into an open 3. It's no good. Miller on the offensive glass. The putback is off. And Martin comes down with the board. And the foul, actually down on the ground, was Adeline Reiner, who came in off a hard screen. So she has to come out of the game for a few minutes. Subbing in is Carissa Highlander. So possession still with Mary Washington after the injury. Hopefully Hare is okay after taking that hard fall off the screen. In the front court, Carpenter at the free throw line, driving down the right side in the corner. Schwab, she'll pop the J, and almost got the friendly roll, but it's off the mark. Rebound tipped to Ralston for Johns Hopkins. Ralston looking for some help. Gets it over to Soleil. Hopkins has to get into the front court, and they just do in time before the 10-second violation. Going down low, Ralston, they're going to get an offensive foul. As they said, she was trying to push Highlander down low. And that's going to be the second foul on Ralston. First for Hopkins in the second quarter.
First team foul. Macy Feldman and Natalie Mann back on the floor for the Blue Jays.
Baxter's going to bring it up the floor for the Eagles. Subbing back in for Hopkins was Natalie Mann, as well as Macy Feldman. They go into the lane to Carpenter. Now back on that right wing to Schwab. She tries to drive in, picks up her dribble, turnaround jumper off the mark. Carpenter, another rebound. She's been all over the place when it comes to cleaning the glass tonight. Martin going to drive in, loses possession, gets a fortunate bounce, now tipped away by Feldman. They tried to find Carpenter. Long outlet pass from Mann up to Feldman. The finish is off the mark, and Schwab has the rebound. Now the Eagles are going to push it the other way. Schwab goes right at Ralston, draws the foul. That's going to be the third, or check that, second on Ralston.
Fouls on Kristen Ralston, her third.
And that is going to send Schwab to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. Second team foul. And now Jaden Murray back in for Ralston.
Sydney Sherman for the Eagles.
And also coming in for the Eagles, Sydney Sherman into the game. Schwab back at the line. She is 2 for 2 so far on the night. And makes the first foul shot. Another perfect trip at the line for Schwab. 4 for 4 on the night now. And the deficit cut to 2. Those are the first 2 points scored in this second quarter. Defense is becoming a bit more stingier. At this point, O'Neal over to Miller. Tried to find Murray down on the block. Didn't quite see her. Working around the perimeter. 12 to shoot on the shot clock. Now Murray has it on that right wing over to 9. They find Feldman in the corner. Catch and shoot 3 on the way, off the mark. And a rebound from Baxter. Baxter towards the free throw line. Now a jumper from Sherman off the mark. Both offenses struggling to buy a bucket in this quarter so far. Hopkins in the front court. Feldman penetrating. Now O'Neal in the corner. She'll load up the 3 and she's got it. First 3 of the night for Michaela O'Neal. Gives Hopkins a 5-point lead. Those are actually the first 3 points of the night for O'Neal. Martin into the lane, throws up a floater, gets it to go, and she'll go to the line to shoot another with a tough bucket. If they get the foul on O'Neal, that's the team's third. Second personal foul on O'Neal. And now Martin will go to the line to try to add on to the end one opportunity. Ashley Martin came in averaging 5.8 points per game, a 61% foul shooter. And now Soleil is going to come in for O'Neal. Free throw from Martin, rims out, rebound, batted around. Who's it off of? It's going to stay down here with Mary Washington. Parisi also subbed into the game for the Blue Jays. It's going to be a baseline inbound with 20 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Schwab throws it into Carpenter, tied up with Parisi. No foul call, though. Switched over. Now trying to drive the baseline. A nice spin move, loses the handle. Carpenter saves it in the corner. Feldman gets a hand on it. And now she'll push the break the other way. Hopkins do have numbers into the corner. Natalie Mann, she's going to load up a three-pointer. Rims out. Offensive rebound to Murray. Puts it on the deck and goes it back up and in for the second chance bucket. 6 points tonight so far for Jaden Murray off the bench. Blue Jays still holding on to a 5-point lead. It's with Lexi Miller. Over to Schwab. Schwab uses a screen from Carpenter. Stops and pops at the foul line and banks it in. Nice touch there from Keegan Schwab. .13 to shoot at the other end, 24-21. It's been an entertaining non-conference matchup here tonight. Feldman driving in, tries to get it off the backboard, off the mark. Schwab pulls down the board. Mary Washington tie it with a three-pointer. As they led very early on in the first half, have been trailing ever since. Carpenter, a tough drive and bucket over Parisi. Carpenter with 8 on the night now. Back down to a 1-point game. Blue Jays looking for a basket. Feldman over to Mann on the right wing. Now Parisi has on the left wing. 10 on the shot clock. Parisi going to get it to Murray. Down to 7 to shoot. Over to a handoff to Feldman. Down to 4 on the shot clock. Now Soleil. They go inside to Murray. Gets the shot off, but it was a shot clock violation as she did not hit the rim. So possession back over to Mary Washington. Greta Miller, Kara Milliken, and Zoe Soleil all back in for the Blue Jays.
Sydney Sherman back on the floor for the Eagles.
And now Sydney Sherman subbing back in for the Eagles. Driving in is Martin. Jumper from Sherman, nice find, and Mary Washington back on top with a baseline jumper there from Sydney Sherman. She's got 4 so far in the game. Dunham over to Miller. Mary Washington's making life a lot more difficult for Hopkins in this second quarter. Mann on the right wing, now works it to Milliken. Milliken gets it to Miller. Another deep possession into the shot clock, down to 7. Miller, nice move in the lane, can't get it to go, but the offensive rebound finds her, and she gets the easy putback. Hopkins had a few second chance looks right at the rim so far tonight. Can Mary Washington answer? Carpenter trying to drive the baseline, pivots inside, hard off the glass, no good, and the rebound, Dunham pulls it down. Outlet pass up to Mann on the near side. Mann gets it into the lane. Over to Miller, and now up top to Dunham, and Hopkins will settle into a half-court set. Mann on the left wing, working around the perimeter, now up top with Soleil. Over to Dunham, Milliken posting up, puts it on the deck, finds Miller. Miller, the jumper, too strong again on the offensive glass. She goes up. A lot of contact, but no foul. Rebound will go to Carpenter. Eagles coming the other way. And stolen away by Mann. Hopkins had their hands active on defense so far in this matchup. In the front court now. Working it around, that's now 4 turnovers on Mary Washington so far in this first half. Coming up on 2 seconds, and they're going to get a legal screen called against Johns Hopkins. Going to go against Milliken.
Milliken, her first. 14 foul. Elizabeth is clean.
See it on the side here. Mary Washington's head coach Dina Appleberry in her 20th season as head coach of the Eagles. She's just 3 wins shy of 400 in her career. She was just talking to her leading scorer Keegan Schwab, and looks like it's going to be a hold call against the Blue Jays now. This would put the Eagles in the bonus, I believe. Soleil's going to get called for the foul.
That was on Zoe Soleil, her first. 15 foul.
So it was Schwab who was fouled. She'll get another trip to the line. She's so far 4 for 4 tonight. Schwab has scored double figures 7 times, had a season high 30 in a 91-48 win over Salem a few weeks back, and she knocks down the first foul shot. Second free throw up and knocks it down again. Schwab perfect at the foul line so far in the first half, and Mary Washington back on top. Milliken hands it over to Miller, who gets it into the front court. Soleil on the right wing, man up top. Left wing, it's Miller. Gets it up to Dunham. Down to 11 to shoot. Soleil guarded closely by Martin. Gets around her. Now 8 to shoot. Mann, now 5 on the shot clock. Mann trying to drive the baseline. She finds a window, floats it up. Can't get it to go. Good box out by Miller. Second chance bucket off the mark, and they have whistle. And a foul's going to go against the Eagles. They're going to get Carpenter for the foul. That's the team's first of this second quarter, and the first on Carpenter. As now Sophia Pavlich back into the game. It's going to be a baseline inbound for the Blue Jays. Appeals for a shooting foul, but that's not how the refs saw it. Dunham will take out the inbound. It comes up top to Milliken. Now over to Miller, coming off the screen, Dunham. She turns and shoots the jumper, can't get it to go. Dufresne with the rebound for Mary Washington. It's up top to Martin. Pavlich rolling it with the right wing. Now up top, Sherman turns towards the basket. Now they get it to Dufresne, down on the block, met by a double team. Back up top, 7 to shoot. Martin driving down the right side, goes up and over Mann, and she got bumped on the way up. That's going to be a shooting foul. And send Ashley Martin to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
First second. At the line, Ashley Martin.
Ashley Martin connects with the first free throw. Second free throw up, and a 2-for-2 trip at the line for Martin to get Mary Washington a 3-point lead. Staying with that pressure look. Milliken gets it to Dunham, and they'll get it into the front court. About a 16-second difference between the shot and game clock currently. Miller in the lane, a nice pivoting move, and she drew the foul. She'll send her to the line. They get the foul on Sophia Pavlich. That is her first and team's second. And now Macy Feldman going to sub back in for Dunham.
Macy Feldman back in the game for the Blue Jays. At the line, Greta Miller.
Miller's first free throw attempt, knocks it down. Miller looking for a 2-for-2 trip. That one rims out, and the rebound grab by Pavlich. Still 12 seconds between the shot and game clock, so Mary Washington can't hold for the last shot here. Pavlich, pass to Sherman. Now Dufresne, step back jumper on the way, off the mark. Rebound contested. It's going to be a jump ball, and the arrow will stay down here with the Eagles, who now could potentially hold for the last shot, as there's only a 2-second difference between the shot and game clock currently. Sophie DeBetancourt's going to come in for the Blue Jays for the first time, as well as Jada Murray, as Mann and Milliken head to the bench. And actually it's going to be 12 down on the shot clock with the possession not changing on the jump ball. It's going to be a 10-second difference now. Inbound comes into Schwab. She looked to shoot initially. Now into the corner, Martin. She drives the baseline, loses the handle. Feldman comes up with it. Long outlet pass up to Soleil. It's going to be an easy lay-in for two, and she got it. Eagles coming down the other end. Martin pushing it up the floor. Steps around the defender. Breaks it up off the glass and in, and that's how the quarter will end. Tough bucket there from Ashley Martin to put Mary Washington on top, 31-29. Heading into the halftime break, as both teams have had the lead for long periods of time in this one. Both defenses have played tough and made it tough on the opposing team so far. But it's Mary Washington coming in at 10-1, looking to continue their impressive start to the season with a 2-point lead here at Johns Hopkins heading into the halftime break.
Seeing the neighborhood transform is a really beautiful thing.
This space and this time, it's amazing.
A lot of neat, kind of hip neighborhoods.
As students, we can walk, everything's close by. It's really exciting.
Baltimore is one of the greatest cities on the planet right now. It's an amazing city, and central Baltimore is absolutely the core of that.
I really like Baltimore. It's really friendly, all the people I've met, especially with so many colleges in the area. There's always young people around, and also a fun place to hang out with your friends.
The Johns Hopkins University, the University of Baltimore, and Maryland Institute College of Art provide places of culture and art and creativity and want their neighborhoods to grow and thrive.
There's artists and there's musicians and there's so many people who care about the community. I love it so much, so that really makes me happy.
There's still a kind of a close-knit sense of community, but within that, still the richness of, urbanite living. When I bike into campus, it's nice to see people just out and about, sitting outside, just having a good time.
The music scene here is amazing. It's theater, it's comedy, it's performance, it's art, and it's all very much unique and happening only in Baltimore.
There are a lot of different neighborhoods, and I think there's something for everyone here, whether you're into music or, like live entertainment, if you're a foodie.
I think the restaurant scene in central Baltimore is getting better all the time. It's definitely a place where you can go to get variety and affordable food, and really food that is made by the hand of a small business owner. You can really tell.
It's a really energetic neighborhood, but then also to be like central to a city and still have this much greenness all around us is awesome.
The neighborhood is really growing. There's Station North, Charles Village, Remington.
Come to Remington. Yeah, come to Remington.
Hopkins students are really a part of it because we're here, and it's home.
I am so happy that I chose D3. My coaches and my teammates are always pushing me to reach new potential and to try new things.
You still get to be on a team and play at a very high competitive level, but it doesn't take over your entire life.
They really do want to see you do well in your sport, in the classroom, in life. What the Centennial Conference has to offer is unparalleled by anything else in the country.
And the camera scans.
So this is what you meant when you said that you were spent. And now it's time to build from the bottom of the pit right to the top. Don't hold back. Packing my bags and giving the academy a rain check. I don't ever wanna let you down. I don't ever wanna leave this town. 'Cause after all, this city never sleeps at night. Time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Now don't you understand that I'm never changing who I am?
Download our Hopkins Sports app for a unique mobile experience never before offered by Hopkins Athletics. Our brand new app will allow you to stay connected to all things Johns Hopkins sports with access to live score updates, up-to-minute news, and giveaways, all through the Hopkins Sports app. Search Hopkins Sports in your app store or scan the QR code on the video board to download it today. Stop in the Smoothie King every Friday for $1 off Friday, where you pay for a small, and just for $1 more, you're upgraded to a medium Smoothie King. It's located at 400 West Cold Spring Lane, 812 Lane Valley Road in Towson, and 1209 North Charles Street. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Getting ready to get half number 2 underway in this non-conference matchup between the Mary Washington Eagles and the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays. A very entertaining first half between the two sides. Mary Washington found themselves on top 31-29 over the Blue Jays after a bucket scored in the final seconds of the first half, coming from Ashley Martin on a tough driving layup. But these teams are pretty even across the board. Same amount of field goals made, not a lot of threes coming from either side. Mary Washington does have a slight advantage at the free throw line. They've knocked down 9 to Hopkins 4. Hopkins with a slight edge in the rebounds. They've done really well to get some second chance buckets in this game. 7 second chance points so far for the Blue Jays, but they're going to need a little bit more. I will say they did hold a very potent three-point shooting offense in Mary Washington to 0 for 4 from behind the arc in that first half as they came in, the Eagles number 16 in the country in three-point percentage, but so far have not found the same success from behind the arc. Hopkins will start with the ball. O'Neal driving into the lane, takes some contact. They're going to call a charge. O'Neal did get the bucket to go, but it does not matter. Charge nicely taken there. Fouls on O'Neal. I believe that's her third. And she's very quickly going to have to come to the bench. Just 14 seconds into the second half. Zoe Soleil back into the game, who played extremely well in the first half. And she is second on the team tonight in points with 7 coming off the bench. They're going to need to play some minutes here. Natalie Mann with some active hands. Taken back by Schwab. Now Carpenter at the foul line. Handed off to Baxter. Baxter up fakes. Into the corner. It's with Highlander, and a whistle and a travel called against Mary Washington. That'll be a turnover, and possession back over to Johns Hopkins. Eagles staying in their full court pressure look like they did in the first half. Miller working up the sideline. Pass is tipped. Carpenter comes up with it. It's going to be a foul now against Johns Hopkins. They'll actually success breaking the press in the first half. Foul's going to go against Greta Miller. That's her second, team second. Very early on in this third quarter. Inbound in the backcourt to Baxter. She'll now set up the Eagles half-court offense. Getting to Carpenter. She pivots. And in the corner now, Schwab tries to go back down to Carpenter. Mann, who's been very active on defense all night, gets her hand on another pass. It'll be a sideline inbound in front of the Eagles bench. Inbound, it comes into Baxter on the right wing. Schwab coming around the screen, looking for a shot. Can't find one. Ball bounces away from Martin. She gets it back. 7 on the shot clock. Martin crosses over. Step back jumper high. Arcing no good. Rebound to Soleil. She'll bring it up the other way, and now they'll settle in as Feldman gets the ball, now signaling out orders. Soleil with it, over to Miller, left wing. Weaving around the arc. It's up top with Feldman. They get it over to Mann. Mann will turn and shoot the three-pointer. Rims out. Rebound for Carpenter. Still no points in this third quarter. Carpenter into the corner. Baxter going to pop the J. No good, and a rebound for Miller. Soleil coming the other way. Mann with a good look the last time out. Just couldn't get it to drop. It went halfway down. A lot of good looks for Hopkins so far tonight. They try to go inside to Miller. Backs away into the left block, throws it over to Feldman. Then it gets tipped out to Mann. 8 to shoot. Ralston has it up top. She gets it to Feldman. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Feldman penetrating in, stops and shoots a tough jumper. No good. Offensive board. And it looks like, that should be a shot clock violation. The ball never hit the rim, and they reset the shot clock. So possession's going to go back over to Mary Washington. Kendall Dunham going to come in for Feldman.
Kendall Dunham back on the floor for the Blue Jays.
Hey, Zoe, that's a great pass. Greta, way to go get that.
Let's go, Hop.
settling in, still looking for our first points of this quarter. Both defenses have gotten better throughout the game. They go down low to Highlander. And there's going to be another foul called, this one against Ralston, and that's going to be her third.
Kristen Ralston, her fourth.
Her fourth check that of the night.
Jamie Murray back in the game for Johns Hopkins.
Baxter going to take out the inbound after the foul. There's 3 on Hopkins. Pass is tipped. It's on the deck. Carpenter comes up with it, and they're going to call a travel against the Eagles. Murray loses the handle. Another turnover in the backcourt for Hopkins, and then a foul on Soleil, who's trying to get out in front of Baxter. And that is her second, now fourth on the team. So there could be a lot of free throws coming for the Eagles. They'll be in the bonus the rest of the way with still 7 minutes to go in this quarter. Inbound coming into Baxter. Thrown to Highlander. Bounce pass down low. Martin with her back to the basket, trying to work her way around Soleil. The floater is up and good. She's made some tough shots tonight. Add that one to the list. And that's a 4-point lead now for Mary Washington. Dunham going to get across midcourt, now trying to fight through a double team. Still able to keep the dribble. Into the corner with Mann. Skips it to the other side, Soleil. She'll go driving in. Stops and shoots the jumper. No good. Rebound on the far side from Baxter. And now Baxter will settle into a half-court set guarded by Dunham. Crosses over, looking for some space to work with. Gets a screen, poke loose by Soleil. Hopkins looking to run, outlet up to Miller. Miller going to drive it down the left side of the lane, goes into the contact, and gets the bucket to go. She'll head to the line to shoot another one. What a strong, aggressive take from Greta Miller. They get the foul on Highlander, who was trying to beat her to the spot to draw the charge. She couldn't get there, and now Miller will head to the line. Miller 2 for 5 at the foul line tonight, trying to make it a 1-point deficit for the Blue Jays. Free throw is up too strong. Rebound will go to Adeline Reiner. Reiner guarded by Dunham. Tries to dribble around her, now picture dribble up, bounce pass at Carpenter. Miller got a hand on it first, turnaround jumper in the lane, tried to bank it in, no good. Murray with a strong rebound for the Blue Jays. Miller in the corner. Actually, that's Mann. Now they pass it back and forth, looking for Murray down on the block. She's not open. They get it to Soleil. She'll shoot the deep 2-pointer on the money. And a timeout coming from Hopkins. Just a 30-second timeout, so we keep it here. But Zoe Soleil has found a real rhythm from the floor here tonight, as she now has 9 in the game. She's knocked down a couple of jumpers just like that so far, including a 3-pointer. That's helped Hopkins hang around. We're back even at 33 apiece between these two teams. Again, Mary Washington coming in at 10-1 on the season. Johns Hopkins 5-3. This is actually just the 6th time that these two teams have played, despite them not being all that far distance-wise. With Mary Washington being down in Fredericksburg, they hold the all-time series 4-1 over the Blue Jays. The last time these two teams met was back in 2019. Mary Washington beat the Blue Jays 70-51. Hopkins did beat the Eagles a year before in 2018, 50-47 in a tournament down there at Mary Washington, and this one's been very close so far tonight, all even at 33 apiece. Mary Washington ranked 23rd in the WBCA coaches poll, and they're just outside the top 25 rankings in the D3 Hoops women's poll as well. 3-pointer from Dufresne knocks it down out of the timeout. Well, she's not shy to shoot it. She hasn't been all night. She comes in averaging 9.4 points per game. A foul at the other end. She's also a 32% 3-point shooter, as that was a shooting foul.
At the line, Kendall Dunham.
Carissa Highlander called for the foul. That is her third as she'll head to the bench. Dunham's going to go to the free throw line. First free throw from Dunham is up and good. Second free throw from Dunham, 2-for-2 trip. Hopkins hasn't been the best at the foul line tonight, but a perfect trip there will help their cause. Back down to a 1-point deficit with 5:20 to go in the third quarter. Carpenter at the foul line. Now she'll shoot the jumper. Bank shot went halfway down. It's off the mark. Dunham with the board. Pushing the action the other way, it's Soleil. And now Dunham will call out orders. Soleil over to Dunham. Now it's with Miller at the foul line. Miller backing down, falls, finds man in the corner. She'll shoot the three, misses everything. Rebound pulled in by Sherman. Mary Washington coming the other way. High post, it's with Miller. Miller uses the screen, throws her body into Greta. Miller doesn't get it to go. Murray with a strong rebound. And they're going to get a violation called there against Murray. And she was pivoting. Didn't make contact with anybody, but still through the elbow, so that gets called for a violation. Feldman, Milliken, and Parisi all back in for the Blue Jays as Murray,
Back in the game for Johns Hopkins.
Miller, and Dunham will all get a breather. Inbound, stolen away by Mann. She's been very active on defense. Gets it up to Parisi. Parisi trying to drive in, but instead she takes it out. Dufresne gets a hand on it, then Feldman finds Parisi cutting on the baseline. Her layup attempt is off the mark. It was contested by Carpenter, and a foul called against the Blue Jays, and that will put Mary Washington in the bonus. With 5 team fouls on Hopkins, they get it on Milliken. That's her second personal. And at the line, it's going to be Lexi Miller. Eagles very good at the foul line so far tonight. 9 for 11 as a team. It's the first trip for Miller, and her first free throw off the back iron and out. Makes the second free throw. Back up to a 2-point lead for Mary Washington. Parisi over to Feldman, looking for some help to get the ball across half court, and Parisi does. They get it to Feldman up top. Soleil back over to Mann. Mann hesitated, goes driving in aggressively, shot blocked at the rim. She gets it back, throws it back up, off the mark. Sherman with the board. Miller, she's going to shoot a three. Too strong. Long rebound back out to Reiner. Now Dufresne has it on the right wing. 16 on the shot clock after the offensive rebound. Dufresne gets to the Carpenter. Nice little 1-2 action. And then she just loses the handle and go out of bounds. A turnover on the Eagles. And Greta Miller going to come back in. Milliken at midcourt, and she got pushed from behind. That's going to be a foul on the Eagles. That should be their third as a team. Foul called on Adeline Reiner. So it's going to be 23 to shoot. That's the first foul on Reiner. Parisi to take out the inbound on the near sideline. Finds Soleil cutting to the top of the arc. Soleil in the corner to Miller. Miller going to give it back to her. Now they go inside Parisi, trying to fight through a tough defense. Over the defense of Dufresne, and the nice turnaround bucket from Olivia Parisi ties things up at 37. Eagles trying to answer the other end. Dufresne going to shoot a three. That one too strong. Soleil with the board. Looking for some help. Gets it over to Feldman. And Feldman will get it into the front court with Dufresne guarding her. Down to 18 to shoot. Hopkins trying to take their first lead since early in the second quarter. Parisi, she goes driving in off with the right hand. Kind of hit the side of the backboard. Tough angle for Parisi there. Mary Washington, here they come the other way. Trying to get the lead back. Dufresne uses the screen. Nice pass down low, but the finish is off by Sherman. Rebound contested. It's going to be a jump ball, but the arrow will stay down here with Mary Washington, as now it looks like Jada Murray is going to sub back in for JHU, as well as Natalie Mann.
Jada Murray and Natalie Mann.
Milliken and Soleil will come to the bench. Inbound coming in after the jump ball. Going to come up top to Dufresne. She shot fakes. Trying to find some room around Miller. Steps around her, throws it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound. Pulled in by Mary Washington, and a foul called on Ashley Martin's putback attempt. You get the foul on Parisi. That's her first, and the team's 6 so far in this quarter. Is going to send Miller to the free throw line. Or Martin. First free throw's up and good. Martin now leading the team with 11 points so far tonight. Second foul shot, got them both. For the Mary Washington, a 2-point lead. Dufresne going to head to the bench. Subbing back in is Reiner for the Eagles. Feldman blows by the pressure applied by Pavlich in the backcourt. Hopkins weaving it up top. Going to create room. They got Miller on the left wing. Murray going to use a screen. Miller picks it up, tries to get it back down to her down low. She does. Shot blocked down low, and then Murray gets fouled on the second chance look, as that was Schwab who had the original block. They're going to get the foul called on Pavlich. That's her second, team's 4th. And Jaden Murray with 2 free throws and a chance to tie the game. Murray gets the first foul shot. Second one is up and good. To even things up at 39 with under 2 to go in the third quarter. Tightly contested game the entire way. The largest lead for either team has been 6 so far. Hopkins had that lead in the first quarter. They go down low. That's a travel. Sherman picked up her pivot foot. And that's an easy travel call for the officials, as now Jordan Carpenter going to sub back in.
Jordan Carpenter back in the game for the Eagles.
Pressure look from Hopkins. Feldman is trying to start to run some motion on offense. Down to 15 to shoot. Parisi gets it. Now she starts to drive into the corner. It's with Mann. Down to 8 to shoot. Feldman has it on the left wing. She goes driving in, stops at the foul line. Back to Mann. Now she'll go penetrating in, and she gets fouled. And they're going to get a travel called against the Blue Jays after a talk from the official, as they had conflicting attempts there. So a turnover will put possession back over to Mary Washington. Adeline Reiner, an offensive foul at the other end. It's been an offensive struggle for both sides so far in this quarter. As Hopkins is 27% from the floor, just 18% from Mary Washington so far. And now Hopkins would also be in the bonus, as they have 5 fouls against them. Reiner called for the foul. That was her second on the illegal screen. Coming up under a minute to go in the third quarter. Mann has it, tries to get it into Murray. It's just way off the mark. And the turnover will go against Hopkins. It's become a bit more of a defensive battle after both teams showed some promise offensively in that first quarter. Carpenter has it at the foul line, pivoting around, fakes a handoff to Martin. Now it's with Schwab. She thought about a three. In the corner, Reiner, nice drive on the baseline, can't get it to go, and Feldman soars through the air to grab the board. Now pushing the action the other way. About a 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Stolen away by Carpenter, but she lost the handle and it hits off her knee. And they'll go out of bounds. They will not reset the shot clock as the possession never changed. So they're going to come back in as Parisi will head to the bench. It's going to come into Feldman. We'll see how quick Hopkins wants to attack here. Down to 15 to shoot. And they're going to get a foul away from the ball against Jaden Murray, I believe. It's going to be Schwab who ended up going to the floor. That's the first foul on Jaden Murray. And now it looks like Mary Washington's going to be able to hold for the last possession here in the third with 18.7 on the game clock. Open three for Schwab, lines it up, it's off the mark. Feldman a rebound. Plenty of time to push it up. They get it to Mann on the near side. Down to 5 on the clock. Feldman gonna line up a three, it's on the way, off the mark. Miller, an offensive rebound, can't get it to go. And the buzzer will sound. That'll be the end of the third quarter. Both defenses stepping up in a big way in that third quarter. Hopkins able to come back and tie it at 39. As we head into the fourth, it should be a fun finish here in Baltimore. Getting ready for an entertaining fourth quarter here in Goldfarb Gym. The Blue Jays coming off a 26-day break for finals and the holiday. They find themselves in a battle with the 10-1 Eagles, all tied up at 39 as we enter the final quarter. It was a defensive battle in that third quarter. Hopkins scored 10. Mary Washington was held to just 8 points in that third. Both teams shooting poorly from the field, 23% for Hopkins, 15 from Mary Washington. But still enough to keep them in the game. Hopkins will start in possession. O'Neal trying to find her way out of traffic. It goes into the corner to Mann. Driving on the baseline, outside to Murray. 15 to shoot, left wing Dunham tries to get it down low to Miller, but the pass is too strong. That's another turnover against the Blue Jays. Possession will go the other way for the Eagles. Mary Washington coming the other way. At the foul line, Carpenter. They like to run it through her in that area. Let's kick back outside to Martin, into the corner. Thinking about a three was Hollander. Now she's driving in. Back over to Martin. Carpenter will get it back. She goes driving on the left side, loses the handle, and will go out of bounds. And the possession will be back with Hopkins as a collision between Mann and Carpenter on our way to the rim. For the first time tonight, you see Mary Washington backing out and playing some half-court defense here, as they've been in the full-court man-to-man press the whole night. But coming away from that in this fourth quarter, Soleil trying to get down to Murray. She does. Murray in the post. A lot of contact, no foul. The shot's off the mark. Greta Miller, another offensive rebound. Now it's on the deck. Rolled out to Murray. Up top, Dunham. Three-pointer on the way. No good. O'Neal, another offensive board. They're going to get looks like a push against Mary Washington. Yep, it's going to go against Ashley Martin. The team's first. That's her first personal as well, so this possession will continue for the Blue Jays. Need 20 on the shot clock here. And they do get it. As possession never changed, so Hopkins will get 20 on the shot clock. Try to go up top to Murray. Martin tips the pass, and then Carpenter comes up with it. Pushing the break the other way. Miller trying to cut her off, and they're going to get an offensive foul against Carpenter. Miller did a great job to beat her to the spot, played great defense. And that's going to be the third foul against Carpenter.
Second team foul.
So again, these teams are struggling to find points late in this game against each other. Soleil over on the right wing. Dunham, she had a good look from three a few moments ago. They're going to play through Murray again, and they're going to call a travel against Jada Murray. And she seemed a bit confused about that one. Now it's Ashley Martin coming back up the floor. It's with Highlander. Carpenter, they're doing a good job keeping the ball away from Schwab. That's going to be a kick ball against O'Neal. So possession will stay here, but now just 12 to shoot for the Eagles. Schwab, the inbound, they get into Carpenter. And now a shot on the way, a knockdown. Adeline Reiner. What a time to get your first 2 points of the night. Both teams have been struggling to score the past 5 or 6 minutes. She gets a bucket there to put them up by 2. Soleil in the front court with Miller. Now O'Neal has had to sit a lot of the game out in foul trouble. She gets to the rim, bank shot no good, rebound batted out off of the Eagles, so we'll stay down here with the Blue Jays. Dunham's going to take it up. They get it to Miller on the baseline. Now using the screen from Murray into the corner. Dunham. She shot fakes. Floater from the baseline. No good. Jaden Murray on the offensive glass, but can't get it to go. And now a jump ball one by Dunham. Possession's going to be with the Eagles, though, as Parisi and Milliken are going to sub in for Johns Hopkins. Miller and Murray will come out of the game. Down under 7:30 to go in the fourth quarter. They get it to Schwab. She'll turn and shoot a three-pointer left wing. No good. And it's going to be a foul on the Blue Jays. It looked like Dunham was trying to box out Reiner, and she jumped over the back of her. And she gets called for a push.
Fouls on Kendall Dunham for first.
Baseline inbound. It's going to be Reiner to take it out into the corner. Now down low, Carpenter. Reiner gets it back at the top of the arc. 15 on the shot clock to shoot. Bounce pass gets deflected, but it will stay with the Eagles as it came off of Dunham. And now substitution coming in for Mary Washington. Sherman will come in for Carpenter. A little conversation about what the shot clock should be at. It's not a kick ball, so it will now reset to 20. Remains at 12. In with Martin, guarded by O'Neal, down to 10 on the shot clock. Martin driving down the right side, goes barreling into O'Neal and draws the foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2, and I believe that's now 4 fouls on Michaela O'Neal. She's been in foul trouble all night. And now she's going to sub out. And Natalie Mann will come back into the game. At the line, Ashley Martin. And the first free throw is off the mark. So Mary Washington can only take a 3-point lead now. They were strong at the foul line in the first half and missed a few here in the second. She does knock down the second. And it's now a 42-39 lead, under 7 minutes to go in the game. Hopkins still hasn't scored in this fourth quarter. They need to start to find some offense to try to come out with a victory. Dunham into the corner. Man, that's a good look from 3, and it's off the mark. Rebound from Schwab. Schwab driving down the lane. That's a tough shot. Batted around. Who's it off of? Going to be off of the Eagles, so Hopkins will get possession back. Seeing some more pressure again from the Eagles. Now they back out of it. Dunham hand it off to Soleil. Around the arc, it's Mann. Now Milliken going to dump it inside to Parisi with it back to the goal. She turns and gets whacked on her way up to the rim. She's going to go shoot a couple foul shots.
Foul's
going to go against Keegan Schwab.
Her first.
And subbing in now is Pavlich back into the game. Heading to the bench is Highlander. It's going to be 2 fouls now for Parisi. First free throw for Parisi, rims out. Parisi again, an 0 for 2 trip. Now what Hopkins can afford, as they've struggled so much to break down Mary Washington's defense in the second half. A shot at the other end, no good. Man gets the rebound after it got deflected. Near sideline, Soleil. She's been a good source of offense for the Blue Jays tonight. It's now in the hands of Dunham. Parisi has it. Milliken with her back to the goal. Now back over to Mann. Thought about a shot. Instead she'll go driving in. Steps around a couple defenders, and they're going to get a blocking foul called against the Eagles. That should send Natalie Mann to the line to shoot 2. That foul's going to be against Pavlich. That is her 3rd, team's 4th. So Hopkins will be in the bonus the rest of the 4th quarter with another foul. Mann's first free throw is up, and again it's off the mark. Second one from Mann, off the mark again. 4 straight missed free throws from the Blue Jays. And it remains a 3-point lead for Mary Washington. Martin going to throw it just inside. And now down on the block, Milliken, good defense. Mann grabs the board with 2 hands. Hopkins defense sticking, keeping them in this game despite the scoring drought. Parisi off the mark. Schwab had the rebound. Bounce pass over to Reiner. Now she's pushing the pace. Pass over to the baseline. Pavlich a long 2. No good. Soleil with the rebound. Soleil's going to come up the floor. Over to Mann in the corner. Now she's driving down the baseline. Another blocking foul called against Mary Washington. And that's going to send the Blue Jays to the free throw line, or at least it should. Foul's going to go on number 4, Sydney Sherman, rather. So his man's going to go to the line one more time. First free throw is up, and she corrects it. Knocks that one down with confidence.
That foul was on Keegan Schwab, her second.
And the correction on the foul is actually on Keegan Schwab, who was called for the foul. Man, a 2-for-2 trip to the line. It's a 1-point game. Under 5 to go. That was Hopkins' first 2 points of the fourth quarter. But the defense had prevented any kind of run from Mary Washington, but that's a nice turnaround shot in the lane from Sydney Sherman. Making it 44-41. Dunham into the front court, gets it to Mann. Now Miller, left wing Parisi. Mann, got to get a pass off for 5 seconds, and they get it to Parisi, who got fouled. Reaching in and committing the foul was Pavlich. And now Parisi with a chance to shoot 2. Soleil going to sub in for the Blue Jays from Milliken. Parisi, she's been a strong foul shooter this year. They need her to knock down a couple here. Just 1 for 4 so far tonight, but she gets that one off the back iron. And she goes 2 for 2 at the line to make it 44-43. Some pressure out of the timeout, or out of the free throw make rather. Reiner, pass stolen away from Parisi. Hopkins a chance to take the lead back with a basket on this possession. Man in the far corner. Now up top Dunham, who comes weaving around to get the ball. Still plenty of time to shoot. Shot clock at 15. Miller goes back to Mann. Parisi trying to post up. Instead he'll go to Soleil. Thought about a 3. Instead steps in, shoots a deep 2. It rattles in. Zoe Soleil puts Hopkins on top, 45-44 with 3:40 to go in the game. Over to Baxter. Baxter setting up the half-court offense. Coming out to get it is Sherman. It's now over with Schwab. Schwab driving the baseline, somehow gets through but can't get the underneath layup to go. Miller comes away with the board. Hopkins had numbers for a moment, still pushing it is Miller. Lays it off to Dunham. They go down on the block to Parisi. Backing in, works her way around the defender. Gets the bucket with the foul. What a strong move in the post from Parisi to fight through the contact. Hopkins will take a 2-possession lead if she can knock down the free throw. So Parisi, who just knocked down a couple free throws, heads to the line to shoot 1 more. And she got it. That's the kind of leadership that she provides as a grad student, stepping up in big moments for the Blue Jays. Now a real struggle to get the ball up the floor. Bounce pass over to Martin. They launch it forward. Getting away as Reiner tries to lob it up in the post. Parisi got a hand on it and she rips it away. And then called for a travel. Down at the end, it didn't look like she ever really made a move. So a break there for Mary Washington after the travel called. It looked like Hopkins was just about to have another steal. Instead, it's going to be a baseline inbound. Elizabeth Dufresne subs in. She'll take it out. Launches up top to Martin. Now Dufresne dribbling in, tries to get a bounce pass in the lane, and they're going to get a foul against the Blue Jays. It's going to go against Soleil. That's her third, team's third. So not quite in the bonus yet. Schwab going to take it out. Comes into Carpenter. Hopkins only allowed 5 points so far in this fourth quarter. Trying to get it to Carpenter inside. They're working around the arc. Carpenter on the block against Miller. Turns around in the lane and banks it in. Much needed bucket there for the Eagles. Deficit back down to 2. Dunham over to Soleil. And now back up top to Dunham. Hopkins. Patience in the offense. Parisi gets it in the high post. Back over to Dunham. 14 to shoot, coming around the screen. Dunham loses the handle and then it hits off her foot, going out of bounds. A tough bounce there for the Blue Jays. And Mary Washington will get the ball back with a chance to tie it or take the lead. Inbound goes into Schwab, near sideline, cut off by Dunham. Mary Washington has struggled with the press. Duplain lost the handle for a second. Throws it up to Carpenter, pass tipped by Parisi. Dunham comes up with it. She's been huge down the stretch defensively for the Blue Jays. Dunham now in the front court. You got to feel if Hopkins can get another bucket here. It's just huge with how hard points have been to come by. Man, an open 3 on the way. No good. Miller sprinting for the rebound, but it will go out of bounds. And the ball will go back over to UMW. Inbound to Dufresne. Over to Schwab. Trying to break the press. She picks up her dribble. Now Dufresne throws it away. Hopkins comes up with it. It's with Soleil. And a timeout called by the Blue Jays with just under 90 seconds to go in regulation as they forced a litany of turnovers here in this fourth quarter. Mary Washington just 3 of 9 from the floor. They've turned the ball over 6 times in the quarter. And Hopkins is holding on to a 2-point lead. Full time on the floor. We'll come back right after it. Hopkins a 2-point lead with the ball with 1:29 remaining in regulation, trying to get a huge non-conference win over Mary Washington, ranked number 23rd in the nation. Miller's going to be the one to take it out on the far sideline just in front of her own bench. Gets it into Dunham. Here Coach Bixby telling her team to take their time here. They are holding on to the lead. Parisi making a move in the post off the back iron, gets the friendly bounce. And it's a 2-possession lead for the Blue Jays, 50-46. They had Schwab trapped in the corner. They get it out to Dufresne, who will get it across midcourt. Hand it off to Martin. Martin back out to Dufresne, catch and shoot, 3-pointer on the way. Big time shot there for the Eagles to make it a 1-point game. Dunham loses the handle for a second, picks it back up, now gets it to Miller. Miller into the front court to Mann. Down to 17 to shoot. Mann over to Soleil. Now down to 11 to shoot. Soleil pointing people where to go. She stops and shoots a jumper. She's got another one. Timeout on the floor, Mary Washington. Zoe Soleil has knocked down big-time shots for the Blue Jays all night. Just add that one to the list. It's a 3-point lead for JHU with just 37 seconds remaining in regulation, and she's been knocking down those jumpers from just inside the three-point arc all night long. She leads the team with 13 points off the bench in a game where it's been so tough for pretty much everybody on the floor to score. And now Hopkins, you got to feel really good if you can just get one stop on this possession. Dufresne's really been the only person for Mary Washington who's been able to knock down three-pointers tonight. As a matter of fact, she's been the only one. She's 2 for 5. Nobody else even hit a three tonight for the Eagles. You don't necessarily need a three just yet. There's still plenty of time on the clock with 36 seconds, so a quick two would do the job, and you got to start playing the foul game. And if you play the foul game, you know, you might want to take your chances with that. The Blue Jays haven't been the strongest from the free throw line tonight, just 13 of 23. So we'll see what Coach Appleberry decides to draw up for Mary Washington in this one. But Mary Washington came in soaring, coming into this gym tonight, a 10-1 record, a ranking in the WBCA rankings, and they've won a bunch of games in a row coming into this one. Ball advanced after the timeout, and inbound to Ashley Martin into the corner. Dufresne thought about a three, man with a good closeout. Now up top, Schwab. She'll pop the J and knocks it down. We're all even at 52. First three-pointer of the night for Keegan Schwab. It's going to be a full timeout for the Blue Jays. All tied up at 52 with 27 seconds to go on the clock. We'll step away for a moment. Hopkins will have the ball coming out of the timeout. A big-time shot coming from Keegan Schwab, a three from the left wing to tie things up at 52. Just the third three-pointer Mary Washington's made all night long. And now we'll see what Hopkins will decide to go to. What Catherine Bixby has in store for this play with 27 seconds to go in regulation and a tie game. Hopkins looking to get their first ranked win since last year. They beat number 25 Gettysburg on February 10th, 64-61. Inbounds are coming to Dunham. Dunham's going to hold it and bleed a couple seconds off the clock. Now gets it to Parisi in the high post. Dufresne almost takes it away. Parisi gets it back, 13 to shoot. Backing down to the post, turnaround, jumper, she got it! And a timeout quickly taken from Mary Washington. Big time shot there from Parisi with the hand in her face to put Hopkins back on top. Now just a stop away from coming away with the victory over Mary Washington as they decided to go to the oldest player on the team in a tie ball game late. .30 seconds, the ball will be advanced into the front court. What a game this has been here this afternoon for both these teams playing their first games in quite some time. Mary Washington was a little bit sooner than Hopkins. They played back on the 14th, but still a 2-week break. Again, Hopkins hasn't played since December 3rd. And to come out here and show this effort against a 10-1 ranked team is definitely impressive. They still got to stop to get there with 8.8 seconds and a 2-point lead. It's going to be inbound on the near side. Dufresne's going to take it out. And we'll see what Mary Washington now has in store. What's Dina Appleberry drew up in the quick timeout. Dufresne going to throw it up, and it's thrown away. It's going to go out of bounds. It doesn't look like anybody touched it. And possession is going to come back over to Hopkins. And now it's going to be a timeout for the Blue Jays. I was not sure what they were trying to do there, but Dufresne just couldn't quite get the pass. And now Hopkins going to take a 30-second timeout. And once again, Hopkins defense comes up with a play when they need it. They force so many turnovers in this fourth quarter. Make that the 7th against Mary Washington, and now a chance. Obviously, there's going to be a foul coming from the Eagles here. Hopkins is in the bonus already, so with any foul that they get called, there will be 2 shots coming for the Blue Jays. And you'd love to just have a perfect trip at the line to make it a 2-possession game, which would make it virtually not impossible, but really hard for Mary Washington to battle back from that. It's going to be a sideline inbound right here on the near side with Greta Miller. Miller bounce pass into Parisi, and she's quickly fouled by Carpenter as about a second and a half comes off the clock. Carpenter, that's her 4th foul. And now Parisi will head to the foul line with a chance to make it a 2-possession game with 2 makes. She hit the big shot just seconds ago to put Hopkins up by 2 in this situation. And she knocks down the first free throw. This is the big one, though. It can potentially make it a 2-possession game, and she got it. Big time shot, timeout, Mary Washington. Parisi once again stepping up when Hopkins needs her. She's got 14 to lead the team, and with 7.3 left. You got to go for the quick 3 here if you're Mary Washington, and then, again, try to foul. Quickly out of the 30-second timeout. We'll see what Mary Washington elects to go to. Last time they had a sideline play, they threw it away, and that allowed Hopkins to take a 4-point lead. Dufresne, she's going to be the one to take it out once again. They throw it in quickly to Martin. Soleil guarding Martin, dribbling in, running out of time. 2 to shoot, now 1 to shoot. Dufresne. They have a whistle on the play. Waiting for the call. And there's 0.2 seconds left anyway. And waiting to hear what is going to come out of this. The game's going to end here unless there's a foul on the 3-point shot. Mary Washington just took too long to run their play. And they're going to put 0.6 seconds on the clock. Dufresne's going to inbound it again. Inbound's going to come in. It's tipped, and the game will come to an end. And the Blue Jays get a big-time win over the Mary Washington Eagles, 56-52, to move to 6-3 on the season, with perhaps one of their most impressive wins coming off a 26-day rest. They get the win over the Eagles, 56-52, on some big shots down the stretch from Soleil as well as Parisi to go on and win the game. They move to 6-3 on the season. Mary Washington going to fall to 10-2 And Olivia Parisi was the one who hit the shot with 8 seconds on the clock to give Hopkins a 2-point lead. She sang a couple free throws moments later to help seal the victory. Hopkins gets their first ranked win since last season when they beat Gettysburg 64-61. They knock off number 23, Mary Washington, 56-52. Take a look at your point leaders. Olivia Parisi with 14 off the bench, followed up by Soleil with 13. Greta Miller had 10, 8 from Jada Murray, 5 from Kendall Dunham for the Blue Jays to help them earn the victory and again move to 6-3 on the season. That about does it here for us. The Blue Jays victorious 56-52 over Mary Washington here tonight. As for all you listening at home, I'm Joe Medor signing off. We appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next time